episode of Don's Creative Kitchen with my brother Justin, who's filming. What we're doing here is we're gonna make some delicious hamburger patties. And I know what you're thinking, plain, generic, unflavorful. Not the case here. What we're gonna do is gonna get you as much protein in as possible with having the most affordable cost possible. So what we have here is a pound and a half of lean ground beef, about 2 cups of Vidalia and brown sweet onions, a little bit of lemon, salt, pepper, both freshly cracked. We got some egg whites and some extra virgin olive oil. Alright, now to start things off, what makes this recipe unique is I'm going to incorporate this into the ground beef, seal it up, freeze it, and then cook it. And this just really allows for all kinds of flavor to be incorporated.
And what do we got right here that we're putting in?
We have grilled cayenne and jalapeno pepper, about roughly 2 cups of organic diced cilantro, a single cup of these onions. We're going to do 2 servings here. Some lemon juice. I love these little guys here. Perfect utensils.
These are automatic salt and pepper grinders.
That's right. Compliments of my good roommate. We're going to do about a tablespoon of egg whites. What this does is it's going to coagulate all the ingredients here. So pretty much it's going to be very similar to a meatloaf, if you will. But so you can enjoy this on a hamburger patty with cheese, or you can just steam it like how I've been doing for the past couple weeks. And that's been allowing me to get more protein in my diet and at a cheaper cost at that.
And about how much olive oil did you put in there?
I'd say about anywhere from 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. And we're just gonna mix this all in here. And the jalapeno and the cilantro and the onion is there for 2 reasons. First, the flavor, most definitely. And second of all, just to incorporate a little bit more fiber into the diet. I mean, having beef in your diet each day, this is when I eat it, is at the end of the night, without cheese or anything. I steam it up, and you're looking at anywhere between 15 to 20 grams of protein for a 1/3 pound patty. That's generally what we like to make here. Alright, now we'll start to shape. Okay, and what we see here is our first batch of the cilantro, jalapeno, and cayenne ground beef. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to prep this all up. What I do is I do this maybe once every 2 weeks, and I will have myself a delicious meal night after night as I come home from work. I think the hardest thing about eating right is just the consistency and the prep time. But in doing this, we cut that prep time in half. All you gotta do is stumble to the freezer, pop it open, throw it in the frying pan, do what you do, the broiler, you name it. So we're gonna mold these into 1/3 pound patties here. Borrow this plate. Excuse me, sir. Transfer it over here. Don't tell anybody. That's the vegetable chopping block. It's all good though. We keep it creative. So mold these into about handfuls. You can see kind of larger hands, but you can kind of guesstimate how it is, and depending on your appetite and your size and your fitness goals. Myself personally, I'm what you call a hard gainer. I'm genetically predisposed to being slim. Both my parents are very slim, and you know, I really have to work for my mass. Right now I'm sitting at about 185, 5'11", about 5% body fat. But the thing is I'm a busser, and I work full time, and I generally walk anywhere between 10 and 15 miles a day. On my off days, I like to cycle. Usually I get in between 40 and 50 miles in a day. So as you can see, I just have a lot of cardiovascular activity, and that limits your muscle growth. It puts you into a catabolic state, and the state in which you want to be in is anabolic, meaning you're taking all the nutrients that you're gaining, all the caloric intake, and we're putting it into muscle growth. Whereas catabolic, we're taking that muscle and we're denaturing it in order to have energy for ourselves, and that's not what we want to do. That's in the opposite direction. Okay, so now that I have these guys folded up into our 3rd-pound patty balls. Never mind. I won't go there. Anyways. So
you can use leaner cuts of beef,
definitely,
or switch it up with turkey if you have different goals.
Definitely. I mean, if you're if you're trying to lose weight in this case, you could definitely go to turkey or an extra lean ground beef. Myself personally, I think any grade is fine, whichever grade's on sale. What I say. So we're laying these out. Kind of oblong and incongruent. That's how we like to keep it. We keep it creative, you know. Alright, so we finished forming these patties. Here we have a series of 10. And like I said, when you prep all your work initially, later on in the week, you don't have to do it. That saves time, money, you don't have to go out to eat as often. And it can be so much more healthier, and your wallet will thank you. Let's see. So what we're going to do is take some Glad Press-N-Seal, put it right over the top here. We're going to do just as it says. We're going to press and seal. Now we're going to try and do this with displacing as much oxygen as possible. Open air, we want to seal this up. And so we're going to seal all these guys up and then put them in a freezer bag as well to keep them all very, very fresh. As you're going throughout your day and you're ready to eat, just roll some out, cut them out for yourself. You got a delicious meal. Almost has a little bit of a Latin flair to it, or a Mexican flair, I guess I should say, with the cilantro and the jalapenos.
So we got a total of 10 burgers here.
And then all you gotta do, roll these bad boys up. Here we are. Let's see, do you think we can fit them, bro?
I don't know.
Is it possible? Alright, that's what I'm talking about. I try to keep them as steady as possible, that way they keep their shape. Boom, bada bing. Alright, and here we have 2 of our awesome, super delicious, epic, amazing man burgers here. And as you can see, they're done man style. We have a little bit of frayed ingredients everywhere. That's just how we roll. Anyways, so we're gonna put these 2 patties in our saute pan here. First, I would like to touch on the Teflon non-stick pans out there. Okay, so now that our man burgers have gotten a little bit of temperature to them, just a little bit of brown on the bottom. Oh, excuse me. Well, watch yourself. The man burgers will fight right back, son. Alright. Now, depending on how crucial you want to be and how sensitive you are to caloric intake, I myself love the taste. So we're going to throw a little bit of beer, some Negro Modelo in there.
Why don't you show the people what you opened it up with?
Oh, it's your boy. One click stop, Brookstone. We're going to additionally season it. Some more salt and pepper. Now a lot of you have probably heard the latest scare about salt and watching your intake. Now I myself, I'm not a salt Nazi, but if I do have a prepared meal put in front of me, chances are I'm not going to throw salt on there. Just unnecessary bloating, but this is vital. When you're cooking any kind of ground beef, turkey, you know, you name it, if it's a meat, you kind of want a little bit of that salty undertone to be there. Alright, now we're going to keep this cooking, probably about 4 minutes each side, should suffice, depending on whether or not if they're frozen or okay, and these guys have been simmering now in beer and water now for about 3 minutes. Now this time you're going to have to, if it's frozen, if it's coming out frozen, the water, the extra liquid on the bottom is really going to help it defrost, and the cap as well is going to steam it. But in this case, the burgers are served at room temperature, or cooked at room temperature rather. And so now I'm going to drain the excess grease and add a little bit more brew. Okay, at this point the steamed burgers are working on their browning now. Get that final flavor in. What I like to do is just kind of push the patties all along the top, soak up all the flavor around the pan here. Get a nice color. Man, if you guys could only smell this. Now I would ask my brother for the advice, but he's a vegetarian. I don't know if he can attest to it, but man, are you getting the jalapenos and stuff?
Yeah, you can definitely smell the jalapenos and a little bit of the cilantro.
It's really, really good. Interesting looking burgers. Never put too much beer on there. Alright, about 2 more minutes, we're going to get an extra bit of browning on there. Then we're going to plate it up. Alright, these guys look just about done. Scooping some of these residual juices on there. Incorporate as much flavor as possible. But these guys look like they are just delicious. Now you can enjoy this with cheese, without cheese. Myself, I'm trying to limit my dairy intake, so I'm just going to enjoy this with some delicious barbecue sauce. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in.